Indiana culture looks completely different under Stephanie White compared to Christie Sides. Not only is Caitlin Clark going to be even better in year 2 than she was as a rookie, the Indiana Fever look completely different under head coach Stephanie White. Not just in terms of the roster, but the culture. It is very obvious that the coaching change will make this team an immediate title contender in the WNBA. Christie Sides was the incumbent head coach of the Fever when Clark arrived to Indiana. She, with help from back-to-back Rookies of the Year, took the team from 13 wins in 2023 to 20 wins and the playoffs in 2024. This is not to discredit her accomplishments. However, there were multiple instances where either Clark or her teammates were visibly frustrated by their head coach and her questionable play calls during late-game situations. They often played uninspired and stagnant. The organization ultimately decided to move in a different direction. According to reports, Caitlin Clark was thrilled. Indiana decided to replace Sides with Stephanie White. White was the WNBA Coach of the Year in 2023. The 47-year-old was actually the first ever point guard in Fever history back in 2000. Clark is a big fan. White also hired Fever legend Brian January to her staff. They, together, completely transformed the culture in Indianapolis over the last few months. Look at how January interacted with Clark during practice earlier this week. At no point did Sides have that kind of relationship with her star player. It did not take long for January to establish a rapport. The same can be said for White. Listen to how Aaliyah Boston spoke about her new head coach at Media Day. There is a stark contrast in the demeanor of Indiana Fever players when discussing Stephanie White compared to how they spoke about Christie Sides. This staff already created change.